I made some bias binding, which is just simply cutting fabric strips on the bias and stitching them together. These are about 1 3/4 inches wide because I'm going to be using this little tool, which is going to give me bias tape, which is 1 inch wide, but then also you'll notice that there's overlap, because what's going to happen is it's going to be folded over so your seam allowances are inside. So the first thing you want to be sure of is that you've sewed all of your seams together that attach your strips of binding, and that they're all pressed in the same direction. And you really want to have them so that you feed them through the bias tape maker and the seam is facing away from the front of the bias tape maker. That will make it easier for the fabric to go through. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put my little tape maker on my ironing board, and I'm going to start feeding in my bias tape. Now what you'll see is there's a big point right here, and I'm going to start feeding that through. Eventually this is going to fold up around the side, but I just want to get it started, and it's going to, both sides are going to fold up. And then you'll notice that there's a little slice in your bias tape maker, and that is to help you feed the fabric through. So I'm just going to take a very skinny, sharp pair of scissors and pull that through until the fabric comes out on the other side. And sometimes it's easier than others. There we go. And this little handle that's sticking up, this allows you to pull the tape maker along your fabric. Now you'll see that this is kind of curving and folding, which is exactly what I want it to do. And what I want it to do is make sure that the fold is kind of in the middle. So I'm going to pull a decent amount of that fabric through. That was probably too much. But I want that to fold in the center. And then I'm going to iron it. And I say iron, but what I really mean is press, which means that I'm just going to lift up and down on my iron. And this is, once you get this started, it's really easy, because all you have to do is pull and press. And you just go a little bit at a time. Make sure that your center is lining up. And the benefit, see, of this machine, this little tool, is because it's all metal and it's that long and you've got the little handle, you can put your iron directly next to this metal tool and you won't get burned. So I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit closer.